Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melinda Lyons. I'm a psychic medium, a near-death experiencer, and a demonologist. And today we're going to be talking about the dangers of working with demons. Thank you so much for clicking on this video in interest and, more importantly, in knowledge in how to protect yourself and why it's not so wise to work with demons. Working with demons puts you in a whole other dynamic of energy frequency that is not safe for you. I say this with love and with concern and with great care. I do not have malice nor hate nor evil intentions towards anyone who is a Satanist, who is a demonolatrist, and who is a Luciferian, or any of those lengths of, or even black magic. If you work with demons currently, and that's the reason why you've clicked on this video, then it was there in your sight for a reason. Because when you're working with demons, you are in a hell of a lot of trouble. Have you ever heard that term, your vibe attracts your tribe? So this term is so powerful and so true on so many levels that it should be literally everywhere on everything. And unfortunately, a lot of the times, this is similar to the case where people feel like they don't deserve heaven or angels, and so this resorts to demon worship or working with demons. I understand that a lot of people have their own opinion and their own insight to demon worship or working with demons. But I'm going to tell you what I know how it works, and more importantly, I'm going to give you insight into why you really need to take into consideration everything that I'm saying. It's really strange because I don't know why, but I haven't made this video for a very long time. But I knew deep down the right time would come, especially in the highlight of my career and in my experience. I'm a demonologist. I'm not a demonolatrist. A demonologist is a person who studies demons, angels, the occult, witchcraft, and many other aspects of the other realms. However, a lot of people confuse it with demonolatry, which is working with demons, which is not the same thing. I am completely against anyone taking trust or genuine relationships with demons at any level. The reason why this is because I work closely with ascended beings, with Pleiadians, with Archangel Michael, with Shiva, with Anubis, and even with Ed Warren. So me in my work as a demonologist, my biggest passion is to help people primarily for free. And so when I do this, I work in paranormal advisory, and I help to listen to people's cases, listen to what they're going through, and also I give them insight to what I'm psychically seeing so I can give them more of answers that they're looking for to what the entity that is hunting them. The unfortunate reality, whether you or any demon worker wants to admit it, demons cause the most problems. There are many other entities that cause issues that are parasitic, that are dangerous, and are extremely volatile. However, demons and devil entities have the worst case scenarios that I've seen in my career. It's not advisable to ever take into consideration with the lie that's been spread all over the internet, that's been spread all over the media, social media like Instagram, TikTok, and many others, where demons are somehow now misunderstood entities. This is a lie. This is what demons want you to believe. This is the lie that devils have created, that demons created to get you to feel compelled to feel sorry for them and to worship them. This is a very negative manipulation, and this is how they get you sucked into what's called grooming. So psychic grooming is very manipulative, it's very toxic, and it's very closely related to even something what a pedophile, a predator would do in a situation where they would groom their victims into believing certain things about them, to picture them in a certain way and to manipulate and to coerce this person to do what they want them to do. This is a very toxic relationship. In the grooming relationship with demons, they'll also tell you they're protecting you, when in actuality, they're keeping you enclosed and suffocated on purpose. So that way, you don't be the wiser to know the truth on the outside. And they'll do this to you psychically, they'll do this to you in your relationships, they'll do this to your friendships, your family relationships, even your dog. They will do this on many levels. And it's very disturbing. It's really sad because I've seen so many cases where people would tell me that they were working with a demon, but then all these situations started to occur. And I say, okay, what's been happening? And they would even tell me that their family stopped talking to them. Oh, but it's better for them. This family member is toxic. Even though this family member loves them unconditionally, but can't support their working with demons. Unfortunately, this is a very small case scenario, but it gets worse down the road the longer a person is to work with demons. A lot of people that are demonolatrists, that work with demons, always say the same thing. They say, working with demons is not selling your soul, it is just working with them, which makes you equal, as if you're equal pair. This is not true. This is a flat out lie from the demons. Again, this is grooming. This is where they're getting you to believe these lies so that way they can stay attached to you because you trust them, and then you end up allowing them to feed off of you. And the more they feed off of you, the more drained you become. And they'll ruin your relationships, they'll ruin your job. And don't get me wrong, there are times in rare situations where a lot of demonolatrists will share their stories and say that they have been experiencing a better life ever since they worked or are worshiping a specific demon or devil entity. The problem with this is also part of the manipulation. This is the cover-up. Demons and devils want you to stay focused on the material world because they are very materialistic entities. And me, being a material girl, can be attracted to money, sex, fame. We all can do that, right? But the problem here is that when we become so focused on these things and we don't stay focused on the future, we don't stay focused on the consequences, what happens in that situation is instead of focusing on the future, we're only focusing on the now. And this is the issue because when this happens, you're not seeing what they are doing that is corrupt. You're not seeing what they are doing because you're so distracted by this gold, by what you think you found that's amazing, whether it's actual money, whether it's fame, whether it's a new relationship, whether it's a new job, whether it's a new car, a new house, whatever, even great sex with your partner or even with the demon themselves. Yes, people do this. The problem here is that these are illusions. These are great gifts temporarily because they want you to stay hooked long enough that when you die, you go to hell. I am a mystic. I'm a psychic medium. I am not Christian in any way, shape, or form. Yes, I do speak to angels and I do see angels and demons. However, there's also many other entities like Shiva, Anubis, and many other beings that I've met based on ancient Egypt, Hinduism, Judaism. I've met all kinds of beings that have nothing to do with strict just Christianity. With that in mind, please be aware that these entities have been recognized in all of these religions and many others besides the ones I've mentioned. The reason why is because these entities have haunted people for this long, for thousands, millions and millions of years. And it's because these entities are low vibrational entities. They are the lowest vibrational entity you could possibly go. And what that means is they reside in a very dense, very toxic level of ego and control and power and manipulation and greed and malice and pain that they will inflict on you in order to take advantage of you in many great lengths. Working with demons is not wiser, nor is it safer. In fact, it's probably the worst situation you could be in besides just selling your soul. And the reason why is because typically people will sell their souls in desperation to do something. But people that work with demons are even more in danger because they actually feel in alignment with demons and devil spirits. This is a problem. If you ever feel that you are in alignment with these entities, I want you to ask these very hard questions to yourself. Whether you agree with me or not, you need to ask these questions. Do you like rape? Do you agree with murder? Do you like to torture people or animals? Do you agree with injustice? Do you agree with pain, infliction on another, pedophilia, bestiality, many other things? If you don't agree with any of those things, you don't belong with demons. You don't belong working with demons. Your soul vibration is based on love primarily. And when I say primarily, is because we have a choice through our free will, which is through the law of free will, the universal law of free will. We have a choice to decide where we reside. However, the problem is that demons know this about us, so they will manipulate you in the best of ways possible to make you feel cared for, make you feel loved, make you feel secure, make you feel like they really care about you and that they protect you. But the truth of the matter is, this is no different than a man beating his wife and at the end saying, "I did it because I love you." That's no different. If you don't agree with that, why would you agree with demons torturing people, but then you still work with them? There are a lot of demonolatrists that also feel that everything I'm saying is completely wrong. And they also feel that everything I said, even now, is a lie or is wrong, and I don't know anything about demons. Well, unfortunately, if you really believe this, you are absolutely deceived on every level imaginable and unimaginable. You are looking at a person who's been in hell. You are looking at a person who's speaking to you, telling you, "I know what hell is like, and I've been there. And I know without a doubt you are being deceived without any apologies whatsoever." These demons will do everything in their power, and they are extremely powerful. And they will give you all kinds of illusions that they are beautiful, sexy, luxurious, kind, and they'll even try to bond with you, try to care about you, ask questions about you. But this is all a lie. This is all a lie. There was even a particular individual who's been on my channel, watching my channel for some time, to the point where now he chooses to hate me on my channel and stalk me and hate me all the time. And the thing about it is, the reason why he reacted that way is because he got angry, like many other demon worshippers and workers do, because they get offended when I tell them you are wrong. The biggest issue I am faced with, and you may be faced with as well if you are a demonologist or even if you agree with my statements. The problem here is that demon workers absolutely unequivocally believe in what demons tell them 1000%. And this is an issue because this means they've been so hypnotized and so groomed to the point where they can't even decide in discernment to understand the difference between deception and truth. This is an issue. And this isn't even based on Christianity. This is based on deciphering lies from truth. With that in mind, a lot of the times these demonolatrists will say, what you think is just wrong. I know you think that, but that's just not true. Well, let me tell you something. The difference between thinking something and knowing something are two very different dynamics of understanding. I don't think this, I know. So get this in your mind before you continue to say these things to me. Whoever you are, demonolatrist, demon worshiper, Satan worshippers, Satanists, Luciferianists, this is not what I think, this is not what I believe. This is what I know without a doubt because I've been in hell and I've been with Lucifer. I've met Satan. I've seen and met Baphomet. I was tortured by Baphomet. I won't even go there. I've been tortured by some of the worst demons and devils imaginable. I've even encountered Belial. And he's definitely one that I never want to see again. And the worst part about Belial is he's the one that most often is able to trick people a lot faster. And the reason why is because he's most known in the Dead Sea Scrolls. In the Dead Sea Scrolls, they describe him as being a beautiful man and masculine, and this actually makes sense of the description of him because when I met him, he was very attractive in some sense after I would speak to him. But the problem is that this is because he's a fallen angel, and some say he's the very first, some say he's the very first devil that is higher than Satan. The truth is, what I've been told by Archangel Michael is that he is in fact older and more powerful than Satan. And there are many others. And unfortunately, the other reality is that when people are Satanists and they work and they summon or worship Satan, a lot of the times they get fooled by how kind Satan is. There is some truth to this because he is very chill, but not for very long. As long as you weren't to challenge his authority or his level of integrity or morality, then he won't attack you. But if you were to do so, if you were to challenge him, even in conversation, he gets very testy very quickly. And so do many other demons. Belial, however, is very different because he actually never broke once. He never got angry. He never shouted at me. He never threatened me. It was actually very bizarre. And it was scary. And the reason why is because I want you to keep this in mind. If someone seems too good to be true, don't you think it probably is? And some people would say immediately, especially demonolatrists, they'll react and say, hold on, Melinda, but don't you think that would be the same thing for like Archangel Michael? Touché. The difference, however, is that Archangel Michael won't lie to you. And Archangel Michael will encourage you to follow demons. And Archangel Michael most certainly will tell you if you are being deceived by an entity like Belial. What a lot of workers don't realize, demon workers, is that entities like Belial, devils like Belial, they are able to read your energy frequency and intercept into your consciousness and read the deepest, darkest secrets of you. Now, granted, all demons can do this, but Belial is so pristine in his ability of delivery that he can actually talk to you exactly how you prefer. In fact, what was creepy was he was acting and talking as if like my dream man would talk to me. I've never had someone do this before. Not to this degree. It was actually very frightening. It was really alarming at how manipulative he was. And if I were about to say something, he would say it before I did. So he was able to finish my sentences. How could he do that? Not one spirit have I ever encountered, even angels, has ever done that. The reason why is because actual angel entities will not read your mind and interfere in your privacy. Belial, however, will do that without you even being aware. And he will make you feel like you found your soulmate. He will make you feel like you found the most beautiful being on the planet in existence. And he will make you feel so beautiful. He'll make you feel powerful. Anything you feel insecure about, he will dish that to you and feed the ego and make you feel bashful, make you feel shy. This is what he was doing with me. When I spoke to Michael about this, that's when I started to almost doubt even Michael. That's how powerful Belial is. Not was, is. And I even told Belial I didn't want him around. And when he finally left, because Michael and other angels were there, thankfully, I was able to learn more about what was going on in my mind. When they communicate with us, they can brand our soul DNA so that way they know who we are forever. And when they do this, they will actually be able to tap into your telepathy and basically your psychic DNA and talk to you all the time and try to manipulate your mindset and your thoughts and your images in hopes that this will convince you and brainwash you to believe that they are trustworthy when they are not. My biggest concern for people that work with demons is to take time and to consider the facts based on what people have experienced most often from demons. There are so many demon workers, demonolatrists, and demon worshippers, Satanists, Luciferians, that do not look into this factor. Most often, people that don't have their third eye open enough and have not trained enough and don't even have spirit guides that are actual guides, not demons, they most often resort to demon worship or working with demons. And the tragedy about this is they are getting misguided right away, and they don't understand the difference between malevolence and benevolence. This is one issue. The other issue is that a lot of the times their biggest reason for why they jumped into demons and working with them is because they hate Christianity, because they disliked Christianity, and because of this, they decided automatically, that's it, I'm descending to demons. And that's exactly what you're doing. When you descend to demon working and demon worship, you are no longer at a high vibration of consciousness. You are no longer at a level of authority, even though you think you are, even though they tell you you are, but you're not. And the truth is, when you feel like you're more powerful, it's because you're feeling the energy from the demon and they are giving you that power, but it is not yours. It is not yours to keep. They are giving it to you to borrow, like in a case of magic or spells or hexes or even curses. And this is unfortunate because it's very manipulative, it's very malevolent. And a lot of the times, that's exactly why people go into these kinds of pathways. That's why they go into this path, because they're looking for an easier way out instead of actually working on themselves. They look for someone else to do it for them. With all respect to people that work with demons, I don't hate you. I don't hate anyone who works with demons. I fear for your safety. I care about you. I care about your soul. And I care most importantly about your well-being and your mentality of what you think about yourself, because this is what they feed off of. When you have low self-esteem in any area whatsoever, they take advantage of that, and they will use that to their advantage to keep you convinced that they love and care about you and that you need them. that it's a buddy system. There was even a video I had done in reaction to the girl, Brooke, who worships demons every day. And when I did this reaction video, one of the most startling points that I still remember, based on her experience with 𝗓𝗓𝗓 that she was worshiping and working with, mostly working, but when you have an altar and you're praising 𝗓𝗓𝗓, you're worshiping him. That's pretty much what that is. The unfortunate truth, however, is that what she was really convinced about was that 𝗓𝗓𝗓 was and is protecting her. The unfortunate truth is this is completely false. They are not protecting you. They are keeping you because you are their property. You don't have a say anymore once you align yourself with these types of spirits. You don't get to make the rules anymore. They do. And I also found it really interesting that she was even saying how 𝗓𝗓𝗓 was controlling her relationships in some aspects, how he was telling her what to do in certain things, but she made it sound like that he was suggesting it, that he was being helpful. But this was not the case at all, and I actually felt that she was kind of in denial. Demon workers are an exceptional group. It's unlike anything I've seen before. It's even actually different from Satanism because Satanists have very different aspects of reasons why they go into Satanism. Same with Luciferians. And usually Satanists will go into Satanism because they don't believe in the devil, but they want to go in there for liberty and freedom and to feel as if they are taking back their control away from Christianity and mocking Christianity, and it's meant to be obscene on purpose, which is very grotesque, I might say. But in Satanism, when they believe in Satan, they take it to the level similar to demon worship or demon working. So that's the other reason why I bring them up, because it's very, very much the same in that aspect there. So each individual person has a different individual purpose and reason for why they go into this lifestyle. However, it doesn't matter how many times you tell yourself it's not dangerous, you're still working with a deceptive entity that will tear you apart in seconds the second you go to the other realms and you die. That's the worst part, is you don't even realize how fooled you actually are, and that's what's so scary. I've been in hell. I've seen the worst things that you could never imagine. And I'm telling you, without any shred of doubt in my mind, without any shred of doubt in my conscience, without any shred of doubt of what I have experienced and felt and witnessed and endured, you are heavily deceived until you can recognize this and seek out the truth away from demons, but with other entities that will help you. You will constantly be in danger. Whether you want to admit it or not, you will be. The signs are there. You just have to be willing to look at it in a third-party outside perspective. Take time on the outside, look at it on the outside, ask yourself, what would it be like in someone else's shoes? What would my reaction be? Take time to think about that. Christianity isn't the truth anyway. So even if you were to dive into this because of trying to insult Christianity, to rebel, I get it. But even then, that's exactly what the devils and demons want you to do. And if you haven't done your research, I would advise you to look up Ed and Lorraine Warren in their conversations. They have a website. They also have a YouTube channel. Who is their son-in-law, Tony Spera, and he goes into depths in the interviews with Ed and Lorraine Warren. But the reason why I suggest them, if you haven't bothered to watch their interviews, I would advise it. And the reason why is because even Ed said the phrase devils, not devil. If Ed was more Christian, he would have just said Satan, but he never does. He always says devils. Sometimes you'll hear him say devil, but that's the point though. There are many different devils in the ranks of authority in the descended hierarchy in hell. And these levels of authority have different say in different parts of hell. and each one controls another over and over. And what they do in hell is something I pray you never witness the day you die. I truly do. So this message is out of love, not out of hate or malice. And I pray for you every day if you worship or if you work with demons. And I hope that someday you see the truth. I'm not telling you to go to Christianity. I'm not telling you to go find Jesus. I'm telling you to see the truth that you've been deceived all along. And if you've been thinking about going into this, I pray this moment that this makes you and helps you to change your mind, because it is something you will absolutely, unequivocally regret. You will regret it. If you've been a demon worker in the past, or if you used to be a Satanist and you got out of it, and you want to share your story, please share your story down in the comment section below, and maybe I will take time to interview you in a future video. And I would love to interview you and to see how you overcame Satanism, how you overcame demon worship or demonolatry. I would love to hear your story. So I wish you love and light. Thank you so much for watching this video all the way if you did. And I hope and pray that this video gives you insight and truth into the dangers of demons and devils. But also I encourage you, if you wouldn't mind, please share this video with those that you are worried for, or share it to spread the message, so that way love is the answer and not descended ways. So I wish you guys so much positivity. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.